Hi friends, it's Deanna here today, and today we're going to be working on the shark bite shirt. So I'm really excited about this. I love the look of the shark bite, so we figured we'd go ahead and get it done. And it's a very easy sew, so this is going to be great. I'm already cut out my pattern. I've got my sleeves, I got my sides. Oh no, I'm sorry, this is my front. Now, and this is my back. Well, the way I'm going to do it is I'm just doing a straight front and back the same, but if you're doing the sides differently, if you're doing the option to color block, the first thing you would do is you would attach those sides, because you'll have like two pieces separate. You would attach those sides together first, so you would sew them together, right sides together. So we'll move on to the next step, which is attaching the sleeves, the shoulder seams. So I'm putting my front face up. You can put your front or your back face up, and I'm putting my other one face down right on top of it, meeting it at the shoulders. We're just getting right to it today. I feel like this is such a cool, easy pattern, and I love it. I get compliments on it when I wear it all the time. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and sew at the shoulders. And I actually got two sergers set up here today, so I'm gonna use this one because it's got the thread that I like, that I want to use, the color thread I want. Okay, there's my one shoulder. Now I'm sewing the other shoulder. And it's funny because my two sergers are different but the same. But one, the arm goes up on this side and the other one goes up on the other side, so I get confused every time when I switch. Anyway, my shoulders are put together, so I serge those. Now I'm gonna go ahead, and the next step is to put my sides together. So I'm gonna grab, and I'll show you, I'm gonna grab my two sides and put one right on top of the other, starting at the top and going all the way down. Oop. Should probably pin so it doesn't come following me when I let go of it. Starting at the top, and then I'm going all the way down. Okay, so right sides together, I'm going to pin this side and I'm going to pin the other side. And this top is so easy that I'm going to show you how easy it is to actually put it together. It looks a little scary at the points here at the end, but it really isn't. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing to the other side. Like I said, I'm just putting those sides together, starting at the armpit and going all the way to the bottom. And then I am using my serger to sew those sides together, but if you'd like, you can use your zig-zag stitch on your sewing machine, lightning bolt stitch, whatever stitch. I know that some people have asked me if they don't have the lightning bolt stitch or a serger, what do they use? What I would recommend is a zigzag stitch. And a lot of times what I'll do, what I've done before, is I'll grab the fabric and I'll do a test zigzag stitch on it and see how much stretch that gives me. And if it doesn't give me enough, then you can make the zigzag tighter or wider or whatever. However, you can play with your zigzag to make sure that you get it just right. Okay, so I pinned it all the way to the bottom. Now I'm gonna go ahead and go to my serger and sew those sides at the raw edge. So I'm gonna sew both sides, and then we're basically almost done. We just gotta do sleeves, neckband, and hem, and I'll show you the hem in a minute. All right, guys, so I did those sides, hem those sides and not hemmed, sew those sides, and then the shoulders and those sides are done. So now what we're going to do, I'm going to show you. I have this section right here, which is the side, and it kind of comes into a point. So we need to try to figure out how we're hem this. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab your scissors or your rotary cutter, and you're going to cut 1/4 of an inch off, just straight off the bottom. Probably better to do it with a rotary cutter or some sharp scissors, which I had neither here with me. So now as you can see, it's just a straight line, okay? And we're gonna grab both sides, and we're gonna do a first with my iron. I'm gonna fold it up. I'm gonna steam it up right here. Okay, I'm just folding up and steam. And you can go ahead and do that to both sides. So it's just a straight right there. You can see it. Okay? And I'm gonna go ahead and do that to both sides. Okay? You put it up like that. Fold it up. And I'm gonna do it to the other side. I'm gonna cut it a little bit straight. And I'm fold it up. You can see it. And I'm gonna steam. Wait, if it stays down. I'm gonna steam it up. And then you can go in your sewing machine and do just a little stay stitch right there. Basting stitch to keep it straight, okay? Went down, okay? So then after you do that basting stitch, which I am not doing right at the moment, because I don't have my sewing machine with me, but you can do it without doing it, but it's easier to do it. Then when you go to do your hem, here we go, we're gonna fold down one side. Trying to see, hoping that you can see it, so I can show you right here. Okay, and if you're doing a cover stitch, you can go ahead and sew that, or if you're doing a if you don't have a cover stitch, you can use a stretch stitch. But I'm gonna go ahead and do both sides so I can show you how they're gonna look. Okay, there's one side. Now I'm turning in the other side right next to it, to the hem, to 1/2 inch hem. And I show you how they meet right there at the middle. Let me go ahead and steam it. Whew, burning my finger. Okay, so hopefully you can see it with my pen. Okay, see how first I wanted to show you. I cut the piece off, then I folded it down, and you can go ahead and baste it on, so that way it will help you. I just went ahead and left it down so I could show you. And then I'm gonna fold this one 1/2 inch in the corner, like I'm doing a hem, and same with this one, 1/2 inch in, like I'm doing a hem. And then here it ends up like a corner, a nice neat little folded corner. So then I can go hem and hem both sides. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. I'm gonna hem both sides going down right here at the corner, okay? So I'm gonna do that, and then we're gonna move on to the next. All right guys, once the hemming is done of your shirt, we move on to sleeves. So I've got my sleeve already cut out, and I'm gonna notch where my half mark is at the top, and that's just where it was folded, so I'm just marking that first. Then I'm gonna grab it right sides together, and I'm gonna fold at that seam on the side, that side seam, and meet those right sides together, and I'm gonna go ahead and serge those raw edges together right here, that side seam. Okay. Just put in a couple pins so it doesn't move. Sometimes it does that to me. I don't know if it does it to everyone else, but it does to me. Okay, so now that I have those together, I'm gonna turn it right side out, and I'm gonna grab my top. It's inside out. My top is inside out right now, and I'm gonna put that sleeve into my sleeve hole, and I'm gonna match that side seam to the side seam of my shirt at the armpit area. So match those seams together. And then I'm gonna match that seam, the little notch that I made. You could have marked it with a pin or make a notch. You're gonna mark that to the top of the seam where the shoulder seam is. Okay, and we're doing right sides together. So my sleeve is, my right side of my sleeve is touching the right side of my top. And I'm gonna go all the way around and match those raw edges, going all the way around, okay? And you shouldn't have to really stretch or anything. You just are matching those raw edges. This is an inset sleeve. All the way around, matching those raw edges. And now I already did my other sleeve, so we're only doing one right now. I already did my other one, but you will have to do exactly the same thing to the other sleeve once you finish this sleeve. Okay, we're going all the way around those raw edges, making sure they match up. Together. Okay, as you can see right there, all my sides are together, and I'm gonna go ahead and serge it together. I'll start at the seam at the armpit just because that's where I usually like to start. And we're going to go slowly all the way around, making sure you're catching both fabrics on there. And nothing else, just the two fabrics. This fabric right here is really nice and stretchy, and the other one's a little bit harder to stretch. The back one, it still has a really good stretch, but it's not as nice and stretchy as the front one. So I need to make sure that they even up, they match up. Okay, so here we go. My sleeves are in, almost done. Look at that, I'm so excited. So now we're gonna do our neckband. And you can go ahead and move on to hem the sleeves. So you just do a 1/2 inch in hem. You can go ahead and do that, but I'm gonna go ahead and move on to my band because you don't really want to sit there and watch me hem anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. So I'm gonna grab my band, my neck band, and I'm gonna meet those two right sides together, the raw edge at the end, and I'm going to go ahead and sew them together to make it a continuous circle. Okay, here it is. All right, here's my band. So now I'm gonna turn it wrong sides together like a hot dog, and I'm gonna fold it and I'm gonna steam it. Sorry, I keep looking that way because I keep feeling like somebody's coming to my door. There's nobody there. I think it's just the cars driving by and the reflection of the car. Anyway, I'm not in my sewing room today. My sewing room is under construction. If you saw my last sew along, you saw that I'm changing some things in my sewing room, so it might not be completely done. Just working on it slowly. You know how that is. So anyhow, we're out in my dining room today. So yes, we're going all the way around the band, steaming it together. Some fabrics will be, this step will be super easy. They'll just fold right up. And some, like this one, it's a little bit of a harder step because it just wants to roll. And I don't want it to roll. I want it to stay straight so then I can pin it to my top and not be, and have a good neckband. So I want to be careful. I want to be, do it slowly so that I have good edges. Okay. I think that's good. All right, here's my band, hot dog style, folded in the middle. So I've got my seam right here, and I'm going to go out to the front, and I'm gonna mark it. And how I usually mark it, because we got a quarter, how I usually mark it is I do a little notch to show my mark, and that notch will get eaten by the sewing machine or the serger when I'm attaching it, so it won't show. I'm gonna meet that back seam and that front seam I just matched, and I'm gonna go out to the sides, and those will be my quarter seams, and then quarter sides, and I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna notch those quarters a little bit. The reason why I notch and I don't just pin is because when I'm sewing my neckband on, if I remove a pin and I do not know where my quarter point was, and I go to do the next quarter point, sometimes I get lost. I lose it, it falls off, whatever, it comes off, and then now I don't know where my quarter points are, and if I don't know where my quarter points are, my neckband's not gonna be even. So that's why I always like to do that. Now we're gonna quarter our shirt, and we're gonna meet those shoulder seams together, and we're gonna go out to the back, and that's my back. Notching it right there. Meet seams, shoulder seams together again, and go out to the front. And here's my center front. Notch right there. I'm gonna meet the front and the back together. I'm gonna go to the sides because the shoulder seams are not the half marks. See how much of the shoulder is left? And I'm gonna go to one side, and I'm gonna start right there again, and I'm gonna go to the other side. If I don't do this to my neckband, it will not be even, and it will not look as good as it could. It will look kind of womby. Is that even a word? Womby? Now I'm got my neckband, raw edges up, right sides together to my shirt, and I am pinning, attaching that neckband, pinning those quarter points to the quarter points I made on my shirt. Here it is, quarter point, and then the front, quarter point in the front. And then to the side. Now that I have my quarter points, I'll go ahead and attach that neckband. And the way I do is I always face my neckband up so I can see what I'm cutting. And then I take it slowly, and I do one quarter point at a time. Move my serger because it's falling down. Okay. So I'm gonna put it underneath there, put it down. So I go to that first quarter point, and I pull, because you have to pull a little bit of your neckband, and make sure both of my fabrics are on there, and find my foot that is hiding, and go. Now I get to my quarter point, next quarter point, and do the same thing. Grab my net section, make sure it's together, and go. All right, next quarter point, same thing. Going slowly to make sure we catch all those seams, and the last one. And we are D-O-N-E, done with our top. I'm just gonna steam it, and that will take you know, there's always a little bit of wrinkle, but it's not really. When I steam it, that's just from sewing. And then I'm gonna grab my, this one right here. I'll use, I don't have any pins right here, but I have a thicker needle and I weave it in through there. I'm gonna finish up my hems on my sleeves and we are done. How easy and cute was that? I'll take a picture so you can see it on the front on my on the link, but I love it. I love this. It looks so cool. And honestly, I got this fabric. Both of these were $1 a yard at my local store. So that's awesome. I just got this awesome shirt for $2. So I hope you enjoyed this. Please let me know if you have any questions about anything I did. If you had any trouble seeing anything, just comment below and I'll help you. I hope this was helpful. When you make yours, please post it on our Facebook page or our Instagram. We'd love to see it so we can cheer you on when you're doing it. If you have any questions, like I said, comment below or on our Facebook page. We'll have a lot of help. And also, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to our channel so you never miss out any YouTube tutorials. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.